More allegations of misconduct have been made against Vince McMahon, and could the Briscoes be heading to AEW television? But first, a world title match has been announced for AEW Rampage. On last night's episode of Rampage, ROH World Champion Jonathan Gresham would team with Lee Moriarty to take on the Gates of Agony of Tully Blanchard Enterprises. At the conclusion of the match, Gresham would shock the audience when he turned heel, walking out on his tag team partner to allow Blanchard's team to walk away with the win. Gresham would then hug Tully Blanchard, with the newest member of the stable being revealed. With that in mind, a title match has been announced for next Friday, with Gresham set to defend his ROH World title against the man he turned on last night, Lee Moriarty, with this being Gresham's second defense of the belt on AEW television. This follows news that Gresham has been pulled from a World Series Wrestling tour in Australia due to Tony Khan wanting him to be in the States to build towards Ring of Honor's next pay-per-view, Death Before Dishonor, which goes down on July 23rd. It was expected that Gresham would be feuding with Tully Blanchard Enterprises heading into the pay-per-view, with Brian Cage being his opponent. For now, it seems that this is not the case, but with that said, it's possible Gresham could be leading them on before turning on his new group. But either way, we'll see over the coming weeks. Next up, what did Bray Wyatt tell Alexa Bliss before his WWE exit? 1 year ago, on July 31st, Bray Wyatt's departure was confirmed when he was released from the company after 12 years with WWE. His exit followed a run alongside his then accomplice Alexa Bliss, who had turned to the dark side during his run as The Fiend. Wyatt's last match came in April of last year at WrestleMania, where Bliss turned her back on The Fiend, causing a bizarre distraction that caused his loss to Randy Orton. In a fresh interview with Metro UK this week, the former Raw Women's Champion revealed what Wyatt told her when he was making his exit from the company, with him insisting that she keep it alive. And Bliss noted, "Before he left, he just said, keep it alive, keep it going. So I took that to heart and tried to keep it alive and going. If he ever did return, 100% I'd want to work with him." Bliss would go on to praise Bray Wyatt for his creativity, citing how much effort he put into his work, and she would add, "Everyone wanted to work with Wyndham, he's just so good and so creatively genius. He put so much effort into his craft, and for me it was, how do I create something alongside him without lowering his integrity, lowering his character, lowering his stuff? Because you have to try and rise to the occasion instead of bringing the other person down to match your level. I really tried in that sense to at least do his character justice. He's the best." The wrestling future of the now Wyatt Six is still unknown, although his WWE return seems to be off the cards for now, with him recently trademarking his new wrestling name ready for use outside of the company. Either way, if he were to return to WWE, would you want to see him reunited with Alexa Bliss? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, a former AEW star has addressed his exit from the company. Back in May 2022, the AEW contract of Marco Stunt expired, with his last appearance being in October 2021. According to reports, his exit was due to budget cuts following a large expansion of the All Elite Wrestling roster, with them having no plans for him going forward. Since the beginning of his time in AEW, Stunt would be part of the Jurassic Express trio alongside Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, although upon the arrival of Christian Cage into the group, Stunt's appearances would begin to dry up. In a recent interview with NBC Sports Boston, Stunt would discuss his name being dropped by Christian Cage on a recent episode of AEW Dynamite, with the now heel Cage warning Luchasaurus to remember what happened to Marco. During the interview, Stunt would call the reference kinda lame, although he loves it from a storytelling point of view, and he would say, "I was not aware it was going to be said or anything, or that my name was going to be thrown out in any context, because it hasn't been since October. To do it in that context, I thought it was kinda lame. It makes sense though, in a way. I was part of that group, Jurassic Express, before him, and what he's basically saying is he came in and got me fired. In a story sense, love it. In a real life sense, it is what it is, I guess." Stunt would reveal that he doesn't think Christian took his spot in the group, with them playing different roles, and he would add, "I was more of a hype guy and he's more of a leader. I've been here, done this, let me show you how to get to the top." It was a cool concept, but I didn't think he fit with the group or added any sort of dynamic. Really, what it was him mentoring Jack, Jungle Boy. That's ultimately the whole goal. They're setting up Jack to do great things and have this great push. Stunt would go on to say that Christian's presence in AEW made his exit more likely, and added, "Christian wanted to work with Jungle Boy and that was his way in. It just so happened to push me out of the way and wean me out. There is a certain point where you see stuff coming. I knew back in October, not 100% because I hadn't been told anything, but I knew in October that I wasn't going to be there much longer. I knew when my contract was expiring and there was no reason for them to re-sign me." Elsewhere in the interview, Stunt would reveal that he is planning on starting his own promotion in Memphis, with him expecting to start up in September. He would then reveal that getting the promotion off the ground is his biggest goal in wrestling right now. But what do you make of Marko Stunt's comments? Let me know in the comments down below. And next up, more allegations of misconduct have been made against Vince McMahon. Last night, yet another report emerged from the Wall Street Journal concerning alleged hush money paid by McMahon to keep various affairs and accusations of sexual misconduct quiet. The report follows previous claims that Vince had paid $3 million to a former paralegal with whom he and John Laurinaitis allegedly had sexual relations, with the latest journal taking that number to 4 women. Here are the details of the latest accusations made against him. An anonymous former WWE wrestler alleges Vince McMahon coerced her into giving him oral sex and was demoted and released from the company in 2005 after refusing further sexual encounters. Vince McMahon reportedly paid this individual $7.5 million to keep quiet. In 2008, a former WWE contractor was allegedly paid $1 million for a non-disclosure agreement after she reportedly received unsolicited nude photos from Vince McMahon. The individual alleged McMahon sexually harassed her on the job. In 2006, $1 million in settlement was reportedly paid to a manager who worked for Vince McMahon for 10 years after McMahon allegedly initiated a sexual relationship with her. WWE have once again released an internal statement on the matter, which read, "The Wall Street Journal has published a second story with expanded details on its initial WWE report last month. We want to reiterate that we and our board of directors take these allegations seriously. We've been cooperating fully with the investigation led by our board of directors and will continue to do so until its conclusion. Please note that upon its conclusion, WWE leadership will make itself available to answer any questions you may have. Thank you." Vince was backstage at WWE SmackDown last night following the latest news, and according to PW Insider, he was 100% responsible for the creative of the show. However, it was noted that he did arrive later than usual. Vince is said to have made no reference to the latest report, with this creating an uneasy atmosphere backstage. There seems to already be some repercussions for the recent flurry of news concerning McMahon, with Netflix now pulling the plug on a planned Vince docuseries that was set to cover his life, despite this being deep into post-production. The news was first reported by Denise Salcedo, who would tweet, "Sources tell me that the Vince McMahon Netflix documentary has been pulled and is off the programming spreadsheet at Netflix. The source at Netflix confirmed it no longer being listed on their spreadsheet. Another source at Netflix said that is out of here." Another source indicated that the project was already deep into post-production and that several talent interviews had been done months ago and that millions were spent. I spoke with one of the producers on the project, however, they declined to confirm nor deny the story to me. It seems that McMahon's past may finally be catching up to him, with him having been bulletproof for decades at the helm of WWE. It's unknown what's next, but his position in the company is becoming increasingly less tenable, especially considering the fact that WWE is a publicly traded company with stocks. On top of this, it's likely that pressure may come from more broadcast partners in addition to Netflix for Vince to be ousted. Of course, we'll continue to follow the story as it develops, but let me know what you think. Is this the end of Vince McMahon in WWE? Let me know in the comments down below. And finally, could the Briscoes be heading to AEW television? This week on AEW Dynamite, ROH, IWGP and AAA Tag Team Champions FTR would call for a rematch from Supercard of Honor with the Briscoes, this time at this month's Death Before Dishonor. At Supercard, FTR would dethrone the then Ring of Honor Tag Champions, with it being believed that this was a farewell to the brothers following the Tony Khan takeover. This due to word that AEW broadcast partners Warner Media wanted nothing to do with them, following 2013 tweets from Jay Briscoe. When the news was reported, it was specific to AEW due to Khan not owning ROH yet, but there's no reason to not assume they wouldn't want to be associated to them through ROH too. With that said, it looks like they're back in the Ring of Honor mix, with them taking to Twitter to accept FTR's challenge for Death Before Dishonor in classic Briscoes fashion, with a video from their ranch in Sandy Fork, Delaware. What will be telling is if they show up on AEW television in the weeks before Dishonor, with them hopefully set to be part of Ring of Honor TV upon its reboot. According to Andrew Zarian on Wrestling Observer Radio, ROH are set to announce a TV deal at Death Before Dishonor, with this being hinted by Tony Khan that it's with a Warner network, leading to people thinking the broadcast company has changed their minds on the Briscoes, doubled down by the fact that their names were mentioned on Dynamite on TBS. It's certainly going to be interesting to see if they do show up in Dynamite or Rampage, with their appearance being long anticipated by AEW fans. But do you think we'll see the Briscoes on AEW television before Death Before Dishonor? Let me know in the comments down below. And before you go, make sure you check out the truth behind CM Punk's secret wrestling returns before AEW.